And good morning, everybody, and welcome to David Ibarra Elementary in Edcouch-Elsa ISD, or at Edcouch-Elsa ISD. Carlos Robledo along with Mike Gonzalez for the 32-5A Cross Country Championship live on KWES and WISD, and they're just about to get started. Let's take a look at this course right here at David Ibarra Elementary. They'll be going around the course 3 times in this cross country run here. For the district championship around the school, they'll be going in a straight pattern just to start off with, starting off in a total type of staggered situation. Remember, we are in a pandemic here, so the teams will be spread out a little bit more than they usually are for a cross-country meet, and they'll go around the course 3 times before they end up for the at the finish line, and we'll be crowning a district champion. And of course, there'll be 2 teams this year that'll be going off to regionals. So welcome back, everybody, as we're about to get started, as we have our teams here. Mike Gonzalez, good to see you for our very first broadcast of the year. We usually have a couple of football games by now, but right now we're starting off with some cross country. It's good to see you again, Mike Gonzalez.
It's good to see you, Carlos. Yes, I missed you so much. We haven't done anything for sports since, track meet, I think, last March. So it's great to be here for a big event at Edcouch-Elsa. A lot of great programs here representing the Rio Grande Valley, and good luck to all the teams.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the start where Tony Trejo is about to get it started.
Like Coach Vasquez instructed you, in the center of your box, leaving some space between each team. Okay? The top 4 runners will be in the front. The next 2 or 3 will be in the back.
They're about to get started. We have teams from Weslaco East here, Brownsville Pace, Mercedes, Brownsville Porter also here. We got teams also from Brownsville Lopez, Edcouch-Elsa, Donna, and Brownsville Veterans. We are starting off with the girls, by the way, 32-5A championship in the girls, followed by the boys. They'll get started right at about 8:30.
Some unnecessary contact. You will hear a second gun. You don't hear a gun. You get up and you go. Good luck, ladies. On your march.
And here we go, the 32-5A championship at Edcouch-Elsa's David Ibarra Middle School taking place here. And they will run the course 3 times, and they'll start off in a pack, and then you'll see them stagger out as they'll start off running a straight line, and they'll go around. There's a tree line that goes behind the school. They'll go behind that area, then they'll go towards the front of the school, and they'll end up back by the right near the starting line, and it'll be towards another area for the finish line, and that's where we will get things started. So, Mike, let's go ahead and talk a little bit here about these teams here. You got Edcouch-Elsa, Brownsville Vets, and Weslaco East. It looks like those are the top teams that are coming into this meet, those 3 teams. Brownsville Vets, always strong. I know they've won some district championships. Edcouch-Elsa has already looked good this year. And Weslaco East looking to make some noise here at this meet.
That's right, Carlos. The Lady Chargers actually won this meet last year. It was the first in school history that happened. And so they're going to be one of the strong teams to look out for. Edcouch-Elsa, a lot of tradition, have qualified numerous athletes to state competition. And of course, Weslaco East made it to regionals last year as a team, and have finished among the tops this year. They've been up there in all the meets, and Coach Davis feels really good about his chances.
We'll be talking a little bit more about these teams. Though it's going to take about, I guess, 18 minutes, they say. About the 18-minute mark is when you start to see the first runners come in. So we got plenty of time to talk a little bit about what you're seeing here today live on K-West. And it's been a very interesting year, to say the least, in that we're in a pandemic and we're trying to get as many sporting events conducted using social distancing and trying to practice the safe behaviors as much as possible. And so there have been some events that have been canceled, and this all started back in March. It all started back in March when the pandemic was declared across the United States, and then they moved on, from March into April, and the schools closed down, and a lot of events were actually halted. Sporting events were halted. There was one track meet that took place. It was that we were able to cover, at least. We actually had about 3 track meets that took place last year in 2019. Jimmy Platt was the last track meet that we actually had over at Weslaco ISD. And then they closed things down. They closed down first for 2 weeks, and they closed it down for another 2 weeks. And then everyone was told to stay home and finish school at home.
In fact, Carlos, the Jimmy Platt, if I'm not mistaken, was the Friday before spring break. That was the last event that took place before they canceled the rest of the season. And they also canceled softball. They canceled baseball. And so that was really the last event that the Rio Grande Valley had, and for Weslaco ISD.
Yeah, there was no baseball district champions. There was no softball district champion. No track, no UIL academic events, which are very, very big, of course, throughout the state of Texas. They had no state champions in that, no district champions in those events were declared. Everything was canceled. And all-star games were also canceled. You remember you have all-star soccer games and baseball games, softball games, football games. That was canceled as well. And the athletes during the summer were told to work out on their own. And that kind of impacts a lot of what we're seeing here today. That's why I bring out, cancellation of everything, because the summer workouts were also canceled. On July 8th, they decided to come back and have summer workouts and start UIL allowed athletes to come back to the schools, start to work out a little bit. Sports specific, I know football got started in the Weslaco area, all the other sports, but then it was shut down once again. And they tried to do all the mitigation types of practices that were available to them. Stay 6 feet apart, temperature checks, wear your mask. But still, there was a case of COVID-19 that took place in Weslaco, and they had to shut down athletics. And then sure enough, it happened all across the Rio Grande Valley, and the teams just didn't have a chance to work out during the summer, Mike.
Yeah, Carlos said basically what happened is in order for the players to have any kind of conditioning to stay in shape, we had a lot of Zoom meetings, which top to work out the mileage and lift weights and making sure they
Taking a look at the front runner right there. That looks like Cerda from Edcouch-Elsa as one of our top runners coming into this event. And she looks like she has a tremendous lead over the rest of the pack. Following but right behind her, you got about 5, 6, 7, 8 girls. 3 girls from not Mission Vets, but Brownsville Vets. In fact, a lot of girls from Brownsville Vets right there. And then 2 other girls who are up front. I'm not sure if those are Edcouch-Elsa girls. They do look like Edcouch-Elsa uniforms as well. But that is Cerda right here at the front right now, leading the pack for Edcouch-Elsa. She has been one of the top runners in the Rio Grande Valley, and right now she has a commanding lead.
Yeah, Cerda's a tremendous athlete. Carlos, a senior. This year she has won all her meets. And in fact, Carlos, last year she was a state qualifier But believe it or not, Carlos, she did not win the district meet. She came in second place. However, she redeemed herself at regionals and qualified for state. And so coming in second place last year, this means a lot to her. And then competing here in her hometown of Edcouch-Elsa.
Yep, so that is Vanessa Cerda in first place right now as the other girls start to trickle in behind her. The top teams coming in, the teams to look out for, we talked about Edcouch-Elsa, Brownsville Vets, and Weslaco East. The teams that are in this district, you got Lopez, because they had a realignment. You got to remember that. Last year it was 31 6A, so you're talking about all the Edinburgh schools that were involved, and then Weslaco East and Weslaco High and Donna North. But now it's the teams from Brownsville that are associated with Weslaco East. You got Lopez, Pace, Porter, Donna, Brownsville Veterans, Edcouch-Elsa, and Weslaco East. Now Weslaco East, they finished in second place in one of their meets this year, second in another cross-country meet, and fifth. So they were able to participate in 3 meets, and second, and fifth. So they're looking for a strong finish here today.
They are, Carlos. And I mean, they've done well these past couple of years under Josh Davis. They finished in third place in 31 6A last year and qualified for regionals. So they're aiming for a trip to the regionals for the third time in 4 years, and now transitioning into a new district. Everybody else, I think, are familiar with each other. And everybody else is familiar with each other. Coach Davis was just telling me, the only adjustment he had to make was, getting familiar with all these new teams, being in 6A since, 2012. And so, now they're back in 5A, or what used to be 4A in the 2010s early on. So now they're back with the Mercedes, Edcouch-Elsa, now Donna High, Brownsville Porter, Brownsville Lopez. And so, he was very excited, and he was looking forward to it, and I think so was the team.
All right, so here we are. David Ibarra Elementary, Edcouch-Elsa ISD for this 32 5A District Championship cross-country meet live on KWES. And should be a good matchup, should be a good run here. It's still early on. They looped around one time on this course. They still got 2 more times to go for this cross-country meet. It's going to be quick. It goes to about 18 minutes before that first runner comes across. And then we'll start off with the boys. And we do have more action tomorrow. We'll be at Avenida tomorrow for the 6A, for the 6As, 32 6A. For Weslaco High and the girls and the boys there, and see how they match up against the schools from the other part of the valley. So here we go here at David Ibarra Middle School. I think I said elementary earlier, but it is a middle school here. A huge playground that they have here. Plenty of room to run for these girls. So let's talk a little bit about the weather. It was a little cool this morning. 47, it was in the 40s overnight. And so talked a little bit to Coach Davis from Weslaco East about the weather. And he says that he actually likes the weather for these girls. Thinks he likes it kind of cool for them.
It's perfect condition, Carlos, for a cross-country meet because the sun is out. There's very little wind. And the coaches actually say that actually helps out the runners. That actually makes them go a little bit faster, where in other cases, say there's wind, it may be against them, slows them down a little bit. But in this case, it's just pretty much, since the wind is calm, pretty much the runners have control of their speed. And that really helps them out here. And it's just a gorgeous day. I mean, maybe some minor adjustments here because of the cool weather. I mean, they had, 3 or 4 meets early on where it was hot, it was humid. But, other than that, it's just a gorgeous day. It worked out perfectly, Carlos.
Yeah. Not a lot of wind. Not a lot of wind at all. I think the forecast called for the wind to pick up later on this afternoon. But right now, just no wind. So that's definitely going to make favorable conditions for the athletes. Nice and cool. Not a lot of humidity as well. And like you said, usually during the summer, you're talking about hot, humid weather, but now it's just beautiful weather. Maybe some faster times. Maybe we'll see, because of the weather, it's so nice, and it's not going to take a toll on the body like it would with the hot and humid weather. We might have some faster times. Right now, they're at about the 11-minute mark. As I take a look at the clock right behind us, they're at the 11-minute mark. And you'll see a gator that'll be coming around. That is the lead kind of what the girls follow. They give them that gator to follow, and in front of that. So when you see that gator come out of the shot, then you know that the first runner of the pack is coming about, and it still is Cerda. And it's kind of hard to see because we're far away, but just from looking and visiting with her earlier this morning. That is her coming out in the pack, Mike.
And something else to mention, Carlos, Weslaco East actually competed in an invitational here earlier in the year. So Coach Davis felt like that was going to really help his team out because now his runners are much improved. They're much stronger. And so that's just something else to keep an eye out on. And, Edcouch-Elsa also hosted this meet. So it benefits them as well. And so I also asked him, were any of the other teams in the meet earlier in the year? And he said no. So, to me, Edcouch-Elsa, Weslaco East really benefit from competing in this race here, participating earlier in the year.
All right, so Cerda with a commanding lead in this 32.5A cross-country meet 2 times around. The next time she comes across, it'll be through that finish line. And so she still has that lead, and no one is even close at this point, Mike, as she makes the turn right here in front of the crowd. There's a small crowd, and one of the reasons why we decided to go live at K-West and try to do as many events as possible because of so much social distancing, there's just a lot of question marks on how many individuals are going to allow to these cross-country meets. At the very beginning, they said no spectators are going to be allowed, but there are a few that are here, so I'm not sure what the situation was for this particular meet. But we are very glad and proud to be bringing you this live coverage.
The thing about it, Carlos, is that I'm sure there's a lot of viewers out there that have never actually seen a cross-country meet. And so the awesome thing is, they read about it, they hear about it, but now they get an opportunity to see.
All right, I do believe that we have some girls from Weslaco East coming up here near the pack. And we can go ahead and start talking about Jenica is one of the girls East to look out for in this race. Jenica Paz, she's a junior, she's a strong runner, she's a potential top 10 runner. Natalie Bazan, she also could be in the top 10. And Maria Maldonado, those are 3 of the top runners from Weslaco East to look out for.
Yeah, Jenica is the top runner of the team. Coach Davis says she's been the most consistent runner this year. And on top of that, Carlos, she's the new Lady Wildcats had about 3 or 4 seniors that team for a few years, but now the torch has been passed to Jenica Paz and has done an outstanding job. Then you mentioned Natalie Bazan. Coach Davis says she's been a solid number 2 runner this year, has really, really helped the team out, as coming in and doing her role very, very well. And then you mentioned Maldonado. She's a number 3 runner in this team. And unfortunately, last year, she had an injury that slowed her down. She didn't finish the year. So, sure, she's very excited to participate and to be a part of the district meet.
Yeah, over the past few years, it's all about Tessie Garcia and some other seniors that were on that team. Coach Davis had such a strong team over the past few years. Tessie Garcia was one of the top runners. She was the number 2 runner in the Rio Grande Valley. Number 1 runner was Amity Ebarb from Weslaco High, who's a senior this year. But Tessie Garcia carried that team, and there was a couple of other seniors as well. But this year, and for the next year as well, it's going to be Jenica Paz, Natalie Bazan, and Maria Maldonado carrying the load.
And as a matter of fact, Carlos, Tessie became the first Weslaco East cross-country runner to qualify for state on the girls' side. If I'm not mistaken, she made school history. And so we've seen Weslaco East really, really come on strong. Coach Davis took over 7 years ago, now in his 8th year, and has done very, very well. And so he was very excited, Carlos, about this team as well, because and the core coming back and doing very well up to this point. He was very excited about this meet. He was anxious to see how well they do in this new district.
All right, so we're on the final portion of the meet. We're at the meet, Mike, for this cross-country race. We're at about the 16-minute mark. So take a look at the clock. So we're about 2 minutes away from crowning a champion, a 32.5A individual girls champion here at Edcouch-Elsa. The meet actually hosted by Weslaco East, but it's taking place in Edcouch-Elsa. Originally, it was going to be in Mercedes, but they had to jump around, due to different things
Scheduling
that,
conflict.
well, I'm sure COVID had something to
Sure.
do with it. And but we are here. We're practicing social distancing. You saw Mike and I not wearing our mask earlier, but we are more than 6 feet apart now. We were wearing our mask earlier, so we just want to point that out, that we do advocate for everyone to be wearing their mask and being careful out there.
In the end, Carlos, it's all about safety, regardless of where we have the meet and how many teams come, how many athletes there are. In the end, everybody stay safe.
Talk about the scoring, Mike, because we will be crowning also a team champion. It's kind of like low score wins, kind of like in golf, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best way to explain about it. When we ask the coaches, how does this work? How does this scoring work? Well, basically the way it works is, let's just say, for example, an athlete wins first place. They're going to get 1 point. An athlete wins second place, 2 points. So basically, in the end, the less points you have, the better. If you have the most points, say, in this district meet, you're going to finish in last place. So that's the best way to explain about it. It's kind of like the golf, if you want to think about it like golf, where, hey, if you hit a hole-in-one, that's like the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
You want to get first, second, or third.
Right.
The fewer the points, the better.
And in talking to the coaches, Carlos, the way it works is, being that it's a team, there's about 6, 7 runners from each school. If everybody could finish in the top 20 is what their goal is, then your chances of winning or at least advancing are going to be higher.
And you'll see the gator now coming and making the turn here. So that means our leader, once again, coming out behind the trees, and she'll be running along, it looks like a little canal bank or some type of a ditch or something like that. She'll be running through that area, and then down the stretch right here, so there'll be some fans along the fence line, and we'll be able to see the runners finish here. So we'll be able to have a pretty nice close-up view right here, Mike, as they come down the stretch. And coming out in front, you can see once again, she has been in first place the entire time. The young lady from Edcouch-Elsa, who's doing an excellent job. Also, a couple of individuals to look out for in this race who we thought would do pretty good are two Ramirez sisters, Brownsville veterans, Cynthia and Sophia. They're very strong runners as well. They should be finishing near the top 10 along with Vanessa Cerda. And then the girls from Weslaco East, look out for Jenica Paz, Natalie Bazan, and Maria Maldonado. Look for them to be finishing strong here as they come down the stretch.
Oh, man. She by second, so hungry to compete, race, and advance, and then.
All right, so now the coaches are starting to line up here along the finish line. Taking a look at the clock, which is right about the 19-minute mark. So coming down the stretch, here we go. You can see the leader, she was leading the entire time, Vanessa Cerda, in 1:06 with a strong race coming down the stretch. And she's going to be your 32-5A district champion from Edcouch-Elsa, finishing strong. And there she is. Good. Congratulations to her in Edcouch-Elsa. And she'll be now, as we take a look at the other runners coming down here. And this is going to be someone else also from Edcouch-Elsa. As she comes in, she's going to pick up second place. So she'll finish in second, pick up a silver medal for Edcouch-Elsa as well.
A freshman, and they say she's going to be the next great athlete to come out of Edcouch-Elsa.
Brownsville veterans now. Coming on strong, third place. As we look down, she is finishing the.
That would be Naya.
So a good, strong finish there for veterans.
Yeah, Naya Gracia is who we have here. And then now we have an interesting finish for. Comes Brownsville Veterans here trying to make a late push. And then we got another runner from Brownsville Veterans that's going to finish 5th place. So basically, Brownsville Veterans are dominating.
And here we go. That is our runner, Jenica Paz from Weslaco East, finishing here in the top 5 for the Wildcats. So we do have a member of the Weslaco East team coming across. And now we have some runners now coming in from Donna. Let's see, our next runner from Weslaco East. We got 2 runners coming in from Weslaco East, so this is definitely going to help as we go towards the team and take a look at the team total. For Weslaco East. So Jenica Paz able to finish first for Weslaco East. And 2 more runners for the Lady Wildcats.
Carlos hollering at their athletes, trying to encourage them to finish strong here.
Yeah, because every point counts now, like we talked about earlier.
Absolutely.
You want to try to finish as high as possible to the top.
So we have our district champion, but it's all about which teams are going to advance to regionals.
Looking for the team championships. Coming down now, 141. This is Raven Ozuna. And 139, Maria Maldonado. Looking for a finish here for Weslaco East. Paula Rodriguez wearing 143 for the Lady Wildcats. Finishing here near at 22-minute mark. Brownsville Vets coming in with some more runners. Some of these teams didn't field a full 10-team squad. Some only came with 7 runners or 6 runners. Some don't even have JV or freshman teams because of some of the complications from COVID as well.
Yeah, each team average about 7 or 8 athletes. As you mentioned, some may have about 10, but some have about 6.
Comes another runner from Weslaco East about to finish the cross-country meet. It'll take a while before they do the calculations, Mike, to crown a team champion, 2nd place and 3rd place. The top 2 teams will be going on the regionals, and the top 10 athletes. Usually, it's top 3 teams that go. So that's going to hurt a lot of players. They're not going to be able to advance to regionals this year. They want to limit the amount of teams that move on to regionals because they want to try to limit the social distancing. They want to try to have as much social distancing as possible, which is difficult in cross country.
Something else worth mentioning, Carlos. The top 10 athletes advance to regionals, and regardless if they're a member of the district champion or a team that advanced to regionals, the top 10 athletes are going to advance no matter what. If there happens to be an athlete that, say doesn't finish in the top 2 that advance to regionals, but maybe finish in the top 10, that one athlete will go. But the way it works sometimes with track is the top 10 athletes will advance to regionals, but then they also have that can advance if, say, they're not represented in the school that advances. But in this case, it's going to be the top athletes, regardless if they're on a district champion team to regionals. It's just top 10, and then that's it.
All right, we still have a few runners that are coming in and finishing through this cross-country championship. And every point is important. And so they want to have everyone finish, come through so they can do all the calculations. We'll try to get an interview with some of the girls from Weslaco East, and I'd also like to get an interview with our champion if possible. And we'll try to bring that together as we work our way through our first broadcast of the cross-country meet on a beautiful Thursday morning here at Edcouch-Elsa.
I hear one of the coaches say just a few seconds ago, no mercy, no mercy. That's kind of cool to hear. And you're able to get up close like that. It's just encouraged your athletes to finish strong.
Jenica. Y'all come over here. Mike, put your mic on the stand. All right, Jenica, how are you doing?
I'm good.
So, what do you know what place you finished in?
I'm not sure, but I think it might have been eighth.
Might have been eight. So you finished in the top 10.
Yes.
So, first, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, we try to do our best here to broadcast this and follow you guys all along. How do you feel you did with this race here tonight, this morning?
I think I did pretty good. My quad was hurting a bit, but I think I did pretty good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Did you finish where you wanted to finish? I know you were trying to get in the top 3.
Yes, I was. I wanted to at least get in the top 5, but eighth is pretty good.
How does it feel to be one of the leaders this year? Because I know y'all had Tessie Garcia and some other seniors, and this year you're kind of like the leader vocally and also as an example on the team. How do you how has that transition been for you this year?
It's been really different because we had Tess and Sam and Brandy, but it's not that bad. It's actually it's nice. It's pretty cool. It's different, but it's pretty cool.
Are you happy with your race here today? I know it's been a season. During the summer, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if we were going to have a cross-country season. And you've only had 3 races before the district championship. So overall, are you happy with your performance here?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I wish we would have had the whole summer to train because we've been a lot better. But I'm really happy for where we are today.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank
Looks like a top 10 finish, and we'll see how the team finishes here in a little bit. All right. Coach Davis, you think we can get you a quick comment from you? Try to get Coach Davis. We got the camera over here working? Done? Cool. All right. All right, Coach Davis, how do you feel? How do you feel after today? It was a beautiful morning for a nice run. How do you feel your girls did?
The girls ran great, but you know, on a district day like today, perfect weather, it's nice and cool. We saw a lot of great athletes today. A lot of girls running very well, stepping up, including our own. We had quite a few PRs set today just by looking at the clock from here. Nothing official, but it looks like we set some personal bests. Some girls moved up, but we're just in a very tough district, extremely tough. We got some quality teams ahead of us like Brownsville Veterans and Edcouch-Elsa who brought in some really solid programs, but it's all I can ask for on the girls on a day like today. They set season best, they put it all on the line, and they gave it their all. So. And
you, Coach, got a young team. Compared to last year, you know, you got the juniors this year. Last year, you know, 3 seniors that kind of led the way.
Oh, absolutely. This is a learning experience for anyone coming back. We had 1 senior that was in our top 5 today who really stepped up and had a huge PR today, her last, you know, race of her regular career in cross country. But we do have a pretty young core. Like you said, last year the top 3 were seniors. So these girls, this was a kind of a growth year for them to try and step up into those leadership roles. So with most of them returning, you know, the future looks good.
It looks like Jenica is going to finish in the top 10?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Jenica did secure herself a top 10 finish today, and she ran well.
She's moving on to regionals then?
Absolutely.
Automatically?
We know she's going to regionals for sure.
And we'll see how the rest of the team did here as they calculate the scores?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. Congratulations. And thanks for having us and working with K-West and getting this broadcast going. We hope to do more in the future.
Thank you. We really appreciate the coverage. It's great for the kids.
All right, Coach. Congratulations. Have a good one. All right, well, there you go. That's our team from Weslaco. Weslaco girls, we'll see how they finish. If they finish in the top 2, if they finish in the top 2, then the whole team advances to regional competition. But it looks like for sure right now, Jenica Boss from Weslaco East, a junior on the team, will be going to regionals. Yeah, she secures a top 10 finish. We've got the boys coming up, so we're going to have to make our way over there here pretty soon. But there might be, I think there was one more runner. Yeah, there's still one more runner who's trying to complete the course here. Yeah, I think there's actually one that's coming in, and then there'll probably be a start in the boys. So the boys action will start here pretty soon as well. But overall, a great performance once again. We'll be getting these results here in a little bit. They're still, you know, everything's computerized. They have these, I don't know, they're chips, but they have some type of tracking device on the ribs of the runners, and that's how they're able to calculate how everybody finishes. So here's the final runner coming in, and once that happens, they'll be able to tell us who the district champion is. I know Edcouch-Elsa had a very, very strong finish, and they had plenty of girls there towards the top, and so did Brownsville Veterans. So it's going to be tough for anyone to compete with those two teams for the district champion here. So see if Mike Gonzalez is doing some research on that. But we'll be getting your district champion here as the boys will be getting ready, as we'll have the 32 5A boys, and plenty of teams plenty of runners from Weslaco East will be vying for that district champion.
Yeah, Vinny's over there.
All right, so I'll go ahead and jump on here. My mic hot? Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the boys' action. Do I need to stay here? Okay. Yeah, so the boys' action about to start now here, and we will get in the girls' results during the boys' race. How does that sound? So now the 32 5A boys cross country about to begin. All right, so here we go now, the 32 5A boys cross country championship hosted by Weslaco East at Edcouch-Elsa's David Ibarra Middle School. And they will follow the course, a lap around 3 times in this district championship cross country meet. So, Mike, what'd you think of the girls running? Did you find out any more information while you're over there? We're gonna try to get that information. Yes, sir. You got it. You got it, Tony. All right. So here we are once again, the 32 5A boys. Got Weslaco East in here, and the teams to look at. We got some teams here: Donna North, Edcouch-Elsa, Brownsville Vets, and Weslaco East. Those are kind of your top teams to look out for. Mike, and talking to Coach Tom Owens, the longtime boys the track coach over at Weslaco East. He said those are the teams to look out for. The teams in the district, you got Weslaco East, Donna North, Edcouch-Elsa, Brownsville Vets, Mercedes, Lopez, Porter, and Pace.
Is ranked in the top 10 in the state and finished 5th overall in regionals last year and only lost one runner.
Yeah.
So they have a quality program, and they're off a second place finish last week at the BISD Invitational. And Edcouch-Elsa were in 4th place last year in regionals and only lost 2 boys, Carlos. So Coach Owens, I mean, I know year in and year out, he tells us, gosh, our district is so strong. And even to the move from 6A to 5A, yet you got Edcouch on a veteran.
I'd like to make a correction. I said Donna North is in this district. Donna North is in 32 6A. We will see them tomorrow. Another strong team from Donna. It is the Donna Redskins that are in this 32 5A district running here today. Boys about to make their first turn. And we'll get a chance to see who is in the lead. Take a look at some of these uniforms up at front. And we'll have to wait till he makes the turn over here to see if I can find that bib number.
Good morning. Start, Carlos.
Place right now, or in first place, young man from Donna, Kevin Hernandez. Right now in first place, a young man from Donna, very strong run, and he leads the pack. But they're right behind him, Mike, and you can see some young men also from Weslaco East right behind him as well.
Yeah, one of the runners from Donna, which could be the runner in first place, is Kevin Hernandez. He's won the Donna Invitational and the BISD Invitational this year, and he's one of the favorites to win this meet.
So it is right now Kevin Hernandez in first place for the Donna Redskins. Strong team for them as they make the turn at the 6-minute mark. That's where we're at right now. And they'll loop around 3 times and hit that finish line.
Hey, I need you to go catch up to Angelo and run with him. You understand? Come on, Parson. You got it. We need you here, Parson. We need you big. Let's go.
Now for Weslaco East. For Weslaco East, look out for Hernandez, senior. He's their top runner. We saw him make the turn there. Looked like he was about 3rd place, and he's one of those athletes that comes out for Coach Owens, and he thinks that he could finish in the top 3, and he certainly was right up there behind the Donna boys.
He's looking, Carlos, to go a perfect 4 for 4 in qualifying for regionals. He's a 3-time regional qualifier, and he's gotten up against very good competition this year and has done very, very well. And Coach Owens felt like he was a challenge for that top spot this year.
So once again, the top 2 teams will move on to regionals. Top 10 athletes also move on to regionals. Usually it's the top 3 teams. This year, They're trying to limit the amount of kids that are moving on. And so only the top 2 teams go on to regionals. It is a cool morning. Started off about 47 degrees. And now it's kind of, with the sun coming out, feels great. It's going to be a beautiful day to be outdoors. Very little humidity, if any, at all, in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah,
That should make for some faster times here.
Yeah, Coach Owens was very, very high of this course card. Very with it, just how wide open. Not a lot of trees. I mean, there's some bush area kind of toward the end of the lap here where they kind of have to go around. But other than that, I mean, the public, the ones that are here, have a very, very good view of the runners and even the coaches too. I mean, you know, so some cross-country meets, you go on some hills, you kind of make some sharp turns, or you know, you go around buildings and things like that. But that's not the case in this one. And you know, Coach Owens was very, very happy about having the meet here when I talked to him yesterday.
Right, they're coming across the, coming out of the tree line once again, as Mike was talking about the course. There's a tree line right back there, and still looks like it's the young man from Donna, Kevin Garcia, who is in first place for the Redskins, as he leads the pack. Kevin Hernandez, I should say. Kevin Hernandez. Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the team for Weslaco East. You got Rene Tamés, David Moreno, Jesus Garza, Kevin Vasquez, Brandon Anciso, Evan Mascoro, Eric Davis, a freshman, all as well on this cross-country team, competing here and trying to finish in the top 2 to go on to regionals. And the one that'll be competing and will be looking to finish near the top will be Rene Tamés for the Wildcats.
It's a mix, Carlos, of some youth and some of the seniors. A runner. He also competes in track. Runs the 1-mile relay. And an interesting story is it actually worked at Stripes convenience store overnight. And then after, when he gets out of his shift, he'll come to the practice at 6 in the morning. And then after practice, then he fulfills his classroom duties. So just a
okay, there's Kevin Hernandez right there, Mike, right along the fence line. In first place, you can see some of the fans in the area that are, and coaches motivating him to finish strong. And then there's another runner from Donna also right behind him. Let's see if I get a good number on him. It's 99, Kevin Hernandez. And he's in second place. So Donna in first, Donna in second. And in third, it looks like it's going to be Tamés from Weslaco East. So a strong run here for Rene Tamés, the senior, for the Wildcats.
If you notice, Carlos, the separation first and second is pretty big. But Tamés also has a comfortable lead in third place.
It'll all depend on the kick here. They've gone around already. This is the third lap here, so the next time they come around, we'll see them through the finish line. And Tamés, very strong runner for the Wildcats, right now in third place. One of those individuals who shows up to practice early, and is usually reading or doing some homework. Coach Owen says right before practice. He's a great student as well at Weslaco East High School.
And he thinks he's going to run at the next level. He says there's schools looking out for him. And yes, if he's strong academically, like Coach Owen says, and we know he's a phenomenal athlete, we will hear about him running at the next level.
In 2018, as a sophomore year, he was a district champion of the 2-mile run and the mile run. His junior year in 2019, which was 2 years ago, he finished first in the 2-mile race at the UTRGV race, second in the mile at UTRGV, and fourth in the 800. So he's got plenty of experience as a runner. Does Tamés.
I know Coach Owens has had a number of athletes come through his program that have done very, very well in cross country and have gone to the next level and run. and he feels that Renee Thomas is going to be the next one in line.
So they're rounding the turn here. Ibarra Middle School for this 32-5A Boys Championship. K-West bringing you the live coverage. Set up here early this morning, early coverage. And we will be also live for the 32-6A Cross Country Championship taking place in San Benito. That'll be tomorrow morning. Ends at 8:30, right when the girls start. And plenty of coverage there and plenty to talk about with Amity Ebarb and her team. Trying to finish in the top two. Last year they were second in district. It was Economides who was the district champion last year. Weslaco finished in second, and third it was Weslaco East at the 31-6A district championship. There's been some realignment now. Weslaco East now in the 5A level, and that's why we're here at the 32-5A cross country championship. We'll be at the 32-6A cross country championship in San Benito tomorrow. We'll talk more about that tomorrow morning. Mike, should be fun. 2 days, plenty of coverage. Next week we got football. We got 2 football games. Weslaco East plays on Thursday night, and then Weslaco High plays on Friday night.
Yeah, Carlos, it's really nice to come out here and to come to a sporting event, get back into a rhythm a little bit of normalcy of just competition. You seeing familiar faces, talking to some coaches, and just the excitement, the buildup of, we're going to compete in a district meet, and then next week we're going to do football. You know, it's going to be great to be back at Bobby Lackey Stadium and to talk some Wildcats night, their football. It's time of year where, you know, the temperature, you know, starts getting cooler. We get these cool fronts, and, you know, it's football weather, and, you know, and the football cross-country meets. The cross-country meet. And,
all right. Kevin Hernandez, he is just flying now, Mike, and he's flying around the corner. The gator, following that gator, took a look around right now real quick. I'm not sure what you guys see on camera. We got to kind of have a blind look at things, but Kevin Hernandez is running, and there was no one even close to him as he continues to trek his way around this canal that's over here on the side, on the west side of the middle school. And it looks like he's going to be coming in first place and winning the 32-5A district championship. And he's got his teammate right behind him in second, not right behind him, but behind him in second. And coming in third, it's going to be Renee Tamez from Weslaco East. So here we go, Mike. Kevin Hernandez coming in first place. He will be our 32-5A district champion as he come across right about the 15:33 mark, 15:40. And a great run for him as he was just sprinting those last 100 yards. And he'll have his teammate who will be coming up here in second place as Tamez finishes a good, minute ahead of anybody else. And coming up here, he will win second place. He will get a medal. And this will be Eric Chavez, Carrion. Eric Chavez from Donna. In second. And now for the Wildcats, the senior, finishing strong. Tamez going to finish third place and move on to regional competition. Renee Tamez for the Wildcats. And now the race for top 5 and top 10 coming through here now. Going to have a finish here for the Jackets. This is Mata, Alexis Mata, coming in there. Another runner from Donna trying to finish here in the top 10. As Donna will have a strong finish. Several of the Donna Redskins finishing near the top 10 here, and that's going to help them in the totals for the team championship. And now another runner for Weslaco East. It's going to be Jesus Garza. Jesus Garza for the Wildcats. Going to be a top 15 finisher. And Donna and Edcouch-Elsa with some strong finishes here this morning at the championship for 32 5A cross country. Weslaco's David Medrano finishing strong as well, wearing the gloves here. Mercedes, a couple of finishers, strong. And this is important here. You've got Donna, a young man from Donna, trying to finish strong here, and they know it's important in order to win a district championship for Donna. So they're trying to urge this young man to finish up strong because every point counts for these teams. All right, we'll go ahead and continue to watch the rest of the athletes finish. Porter from Weslaco East, another runner finishing here. That's Kevin Vasquez. Another runner from Weslaco East here, finishing strong. Wearing bib number 148, Evan Mascuro for the Wildcats. So the top finisher with Kevin Hernandez from Donna. All right, as we finish the race here, we got a couple of young men coming in from Donna. We'll go ahead and get a couple of interviews from them. Go ahead, Kevin, jump on in. That microphone. We got one of the runners from Donna right here. We'll go ahead and get a quick interview with him. Hold on a second. Okay. So, first of all, Kevin, tell me a little bit about your racer. Congratulations. You're a district champion, 32-5A. How does it feel?
Feels very good. I mean, I've been working so hard for this moment. Last year, I came in fourth at this race, and this year, feels good to come in first.
You got a very strong start. You were ahead by everybody. It seemed like it was, 2 or 3 minutes, about maybe
yes,
a minute and a half.
Yes, sir.
Did you know that you were going to run a strong race like that? Did you keep your pace the whole time?
Coming into this race, my mentality was go for place, don't worry about time, try to get to region. That was the goal. And my mentality was pretty strong for this race. And from the gun, I knew I got out good. And once when the first loop was over, second loop, I knew I had it.
What was your summer like? We didn't even know we were going to have a cross-country season at one point. But how did you stay motivated and continue to work out?
Well, throughout the whole summer training, it was tough. It was pretty tough. Me and my teammates, we were all through the summer hot days training by ourselves without our coach because the coaches couldn't come with us due to illegal rules. But we worked our butts off, and hard work pays off, and it does show it. Yeah.
Congratulations, you're the 32-5A district champion in cross country.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk to Eric Chavez.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chavez, you got second place finish?
Yes, sir.
So you are the silver medalist. How does it feel?
It feels great. I've been working ever since my freshman year. It's a process. It's a long process. It took me 4 years to get where I am. And, patience is the key. Like everybody says, you got to work hard for it, man.
You finished pretty strong as well. I mean, you're the third place finisher who was from Weslaco East. He was pretty far behind you. Did you felt that you had a pretty strong race here this morning?
Yeah, my mindset, like I said, like Kevin as well, we felt we're built for this, and we felt we're prepared for this moment. And throughout the whole race, my mentality was strong as well. Just stay focused on the race. Pack moves, we go with them. I felt pretty good on the race.
How did you stay motivated during the summer to continue working out?
It was pretty tough. I started working as well, so it was kind of sending me another way.
Sure.
But I was able to stay focused and just continue how I am.
Well, congratulations, Eric Chavez.
Thank you, sir.
Won a silver medal here today. Congratulations,
you,
you're moving on to regionals.
Thank you.
Good job, young man. All right, you got it. Congratulations. So 2 individuals from Donna, first and second place, setting them up for a possible team championship here. for the 32-5A district championship. We're going to try to get some of our players from Weslaco in third place. Hernandez, who also ran a strong race for the Wildcats. As he comes over here, he'll step up to the microphone as well. Will be Tamez. René Tamez will come on here as we think we're still got a couple of runners that are just finishing the line. And then we'll also try to get some results on how the girls did and how the boys did as well. We'll let him all right, congratulations. Okay. René Tamez, go ahead and step up to the podium right here. What we got set up for you guys. Congratulations, finished in third place. Is this where you thought you were going to finish? I know that you would have loved to finish in second, maybe get that district champion, but you're a third place finisher. You're moving on to regionals. How does it feel?
Well, a little disappointed. I did want to go faster, but four-time regional qualifier, I think. I mean, I'm happy with my place. I went out, I raced, I did what I could, and I finished where I finished.
That was an incredible pace. I mean, it seems like you guys are sprinting from the beginning to take off. What is it, 3 point something miles that you guys are running? I mean,
3.1, and yeah, it was a fast takeoff, yes. And then after the first 100 meters or so, you kind of start settling in. But then after that, you just like, I gotta get with this pack and pass, and then
we've had some incredible weather this week.
Yes, I agree.
It's usually hot and humid. Did it help you here today at all, you think?
Yes, yeah. I think the ideal running condition is like 46 degrees, so this temperature was really ideal for good times. It was really amazing today, yes.
What was your summer like? I know it's been up and down for athletes. Are we going to have school? Are we going to run? I mean, we're going to have athletics. Are we not?
Well, to start off, I think early July I got diagnosed with COVID, and so I had to stay off for 3 weeks, almost a month. But then early August I did get cleared, and I've been cleared 4 times since.
Yep.
So I mean, I did have to take some time off, so I didn't get to train how I wanted to. But in the end, I still pulled up, and I still did good. I still achieved what I wanted to achieve, more or less.
Well, that's good news. It's good news to hear that you're able to recover fully and run the race that you wanted to. And also you have your teammates with you. Why don't you want to jump in here, son? So we can talk to you as well as you finish. Where did you end up finishing? In 10th place. I know you were right there towards the top 10. And we're talking to Jesus Garza here. How did you feel you did in your race here today?
Like, I did really good.
Yeah.
Compared to all the other times. Like, I would always have like issues with my hips and stuff. But like this time, like I felt like good.
Did you improve in your time? Did you PR today?
Oh, I don't even know my time.
You don't even know what your time is. You just know you finished in the top 10.
Yeah.
Did you know where you were when you were coming in here towards the end, that you were near the top 10 at all? No? Moving on to regionals. And we'll find out how the team did. Donna has some pretty strong runners, and you all competed very, very well with them. So congratulations. You definitely are moving on to regionals. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
All right. Did we get any? All right. We got our district champion in the girls. Let's go ahead and bring her over here. Ms. Cerda, congratulations. You have had just an amazing year so far. You must have been practicing during the summer on your own. How was that?
I kind of practiced, not really, because I was so unsure, but it was good. I was hoping for a season, so I was trying my best.
Exactly. So you got off to a very strong, you were probably a minute, it seemed like, ahead of everybody else, maybe 45 seconds. Did you feel confident that you were going to be the district champion here?
Yes, I did. And then, towards the ending, I started, getting a side stitch. I was like, nah, that's not the way I'm going to lose. So I just, pushed through.
And do you know where your team finished as far as your team, how they did?
I think we got second place.
Second place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what is your goal now? You guys got regionals coming up here pretty soon. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. It might be a little bit cold, but here we are. We are moving on to regionals.
We're just looking to hopefully get better as a team and as individuals and hopefully make it to state.
All right. What grade are you in, Vanessa?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. So this has to be, you got to be happy that you're a senior and you end up with a district champion.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Vanessa Cerda, the 32-5A girls cross-country champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
From Edcouch-Elsa. All right, Mike, you want to go ahead and jump on in here, Mike? Do you end up getting any results on how the team championships, how that happened?
Not
Okay. All right, we have Dr. Canales, our superintendent, who is here. Good to see you. Also have Dr. David Gamboa, principal from Weslaco East. Thank you guys for the support. And as they are here supporting the team from Weslaco East and how they did here tonight, and or this morning. I keep saying tonight a couple of times, but this morning here, and like to report on the final results for the team championships. We don't have those yet. Let's see if we can get Coach Owens over here. Coach Owens. Coach Owens, do you think we can come over? You want to put that, hold on, if we talk to Coach Owens real quick. Coach Owens, Mike, can you see how can you get the top two finishers for the girls? Do we, first of all, congratulations. I know it's been a crazy year for all coaches, for all teachers, for athletes, for everybody in 2020. Congratulations, first of all, just getting your team here, which has been, just a feat in its own, but you also have two runners that finished in the top 10.
Yeah, we're just glad we're able to run a district meet. I know there's some teams that can't, a lot of schools can't field a complete team due to this situation, but, I thank the parents and these kids that showed up, despite the situation, and I couldn't be happier with this group. Did we finish as high as we wanted in the team standings? Probably not. I haven't seen the standings yet, but I do know we have two regional qualifiers, and that's huge. Rene Temez, we expected him to finish top 3, which he did. He's very consistent. But Jesus Garza, the kid we had get 10th place, it was a surprise. He went out there and just laid it out there. He's a senior, and he wanted a race he could be proud of, and he should feel good about what he did. Yeah.
The weather here today, it was nice. It was cool. Tamez said that, that was perfect weather for him.
It is. For distance running, I think it's the low 40s, upper 50s is ideal.
Yeah.
As far as temperatures, to run distance races. So, yeah.
So what did you tell your team? Because it was, at one point, we weren't sure we were going to have athletics. The NFL, the Major League Baseball, the NBA, they didn't know what they were going to do till late July, when they started up their seasons. Yeah. So how could UIL Athletics know what they were going to do? How did you keep these kids motivated through the summer? And then how did you keep them motivated through this season?
Just during the summer, we couldn't meet with them, and I was just posting workouts and getting feedback from the kids. And I know Tamez was doing the workouts. It's pretty obvious. But when we got him back face-to-face, and things started happening. But we only had 4 weeks to get him ready, So, like I said, we came in and said, look, this just ran a race you can be proud of. I mean, the situation is everybody's in the same boat, but let's just go out there and do the best we can today and just give us a good effort. I mean, and that's all we could do. We'll surrender to the results. Whatever happens, happens.
Totally. But you got to be happy with Tamez. And your teams.
And Jesus Garza, very happy with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they came out and ran, just an incredible race. All right, Coach, congratulations.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. And thanks for working with us this week and trying to get this going and everything. Also have athletic director. You want to come on and say a few words? You're right here. Oscar Riojas, it's been one of those years for athletics and just pulling this off. I know Weslaco East was actually the host of this meet, but you got to be happy the way things turned out for the girls team and the boys team.
Right. No, super excited. It's always amazing to come watch these kids compete. And that's the competitive edge of Wesco and Wesco students is always there, and it was noticeable today. We had kids advance to regionals. Girls came in, very, very short to advancing as a team to regionals. Because of COVID, the UIL has made a lot of adjustments, and so a major adjustment for this event today was that only the top 2 teams advanced.
Correct.
Normally it's the top 5. So, so I know our kids are maybe a little bit down, but the effort and the drive and the willingness to compete at a high level, at the 6A level, 5A level here today, 5A big school level, it's amazing. And so for that, we're always pleased with the effort these kids put out. They've had a tough spring, a tough start to the fall. I know, like coaches mentioned, we just recently have had the opportunity to work with them live, and that live instruction and that live motivation on a daily basis makes a huge difference, but still super proud of our coaches, super proud of our kids. Parents should be extremely proud of how these kids competed here this morning. And so just, awesome day for Wesco East High School.
Our first event, Coach. the first event for WISD, the first event. Well, actually, volleyball has had some events, I should say. But the first event for K-West to produce, and we'll be out there tomorrow for the 32-6A championship as well. Thank you very much, Coach Riojas.
Thank you, guys.
Once again, all of the departments working together here, the athletic department, K-West, and lots of other departments here putting on the 32-5A cross-country championship. Mike, what kind of final results did we get?
Carlos, for the girls' side, Brownsville Veterans, as you know, is the district champion. They finished with 31 points to win. Finished in second. 47 points. Congratulations to both schools for qualifying in third place. Very proud, Carlos. Weslaco with 61 points, so more or less what Coach Davis thought he would finish. He knew he can compete with the district, and I think the third place finish is strong. And Jenica Boss is the lone girl who qualified for regionals on the boys' side. Donna, congratulations. Donna High, 28 points, are your district champions. Edcouch-Elsa in second place with 53 points. And in third place was Brownsville Veterans, 73 points. And for the boys' side, as we mentioned earlier, Renee Tamez and Jesus Garza, both seniors, are moving on to regionals for Weslaco East.
All right, thank you very much, Mike Gonzalez, and that'll wrap up our coverage here at Edcouch-Elsa's David Ibarra Middle School for the 32-5A cross-country championship. Tomorrow we'll be in San Benito for the 32-6A district championship. For Mike Gonzalez, I'm Carlos Robola, and all the crew here at K-West. We'll see you guys tomorrow.